Oh, sure. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a time. It's okay. Thanks. It's spelled correctly here.
Oh, sure.
I can't figure out why I can't join the meeting.
Oh, maybe that's your property.
This is what I press, right?
I didn't make the connection. She owns the property on Tarpon Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Get squared away there.
That's right.
We'll go. Let them get squared away there and we'll go.
It was connected. No, it's not connected.
1, 2, 3.
Disconnected me.
Like that.
Not yet. Hold on. Can't get
What
on
time
the
is it?
internet.
You're reading.
Huh?
It's 6:30.
Oh, it
Okay.
disconnected me. There it goes again.
Okay, the meeting will come to order. It's around 6:30. If you could give us a roll call, please.
Mr. Sprecher,
Here.
Ms. Hallett. Here. Ms. Ryan. Here. Mr. Mrozinski.
Here.
Okay. Is there any public comments before we start? Seeing none, okay. Okay, we'll have the approval of the last meeting minutes. Anybody have any comments on that?
No.
No?
I wasn't here.
Okay.
You want a motion?
Yes, like a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Okay. We-
I can second it.
Okay, we'll do a roll call.
Mr. Mrozinski.
Well, I wasn't here, so I should probably abstain.
You can vote still.
Can I vote?
You can
Okay,
still
I'll-
vote.
I'll
Because you
vote-
read them.
I'll vote approve then, yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Ms. Ryan. Yes. Mr. Hallett. Miss Hallett.
Me? Yeah.
Mr. Sprecher.
Yes. Okay, if the attorney would read the quasi judicial requirements.
Was that for both of the minutes? Because we have
Excuse me?
two.
Did
We
we
were
do both?
approving January's and March.
Oh.
Kim.
That's for Jan, we didn't have one.
There was an error on January's, right? We had to redo it.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's for both of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is that for the motion that was made? Can we clarify that the motion was made as to both sets? For the record?
Sure,
Okay,
The motion was made for both.
for both.
okay.
Right.
And it was seconded for both sets? Yes. All right, sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay,
All right, and the quasi judicial announcement?
okay.
This
Yes,
is a quasi judicial proceeding where the Heritage Preservation Board acts in a quasi judicial rather than a legislative capacity. At a quasi judicial hearing, it is not the board's function to make law, but rather to apply law that has already been established. In a quasi judicial hearing, the board is required by law to make findings of fact based upon the evidence presented at the hearing and apply those findings of fact to previously established criteria contained in the Code of Ordinances in order to make a legal decision regarding the application before it. The board may only consider evidence at this hearing that the law considers competent, substantial, and relevant to the issues. If the competent, substantial, and relevant evidence at the hearing demonstrates that the applicant has met the criteria established in the Code of Ordinance, then the board is required by law to find in favor of the applicant. By the same token, if the competent, substantial, and relevant evidence at the hearing demonstrates that the applicant has failed to meet the criteria established in the Code of Ordinance, then the board is required by law to find against the applicant. Are there any members of the board this evening wishing to disclose any ex parte communications or conflicts of interest? Seeing none, anyone wishing to speak this evening, could you please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn in?
If anybody's going to speak.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So sworn.
Okay, then we'll move on to our first item. This is an application 2146 for 316 West Lemon Street. It's an addition. They're going to add a front porch, the roof to the principal building, construction of a pool and a pool house with a porch, fencing and landscape. Staff, you want to go over your report?
Yes,
Okay.
I will share my screen. Okay, this is for a property located at 316 East Lemon Street. This is a frame vernacular contributing altered structure that's on the property now. This is 2 lots. Obviously the east lot is the developed lot at this point on the corner of Lemon and Pineapple. And then you've got an alley behind the property. This shows the location in the historic district. And this is a request for an addition of a front porch, a pool, a bathhouse with an attached porch, and also changing the roof cover. And this is again, a contributing altered 1.5-story bungalow frame vernacular. Built, I guess, around 1905. This is kind of 2 surveys provided by the applicant, compiled together to try to show you the configuration. Again, there's a pretty wide platted alley behind it, 20 feet wide, and then it's on the corner of Lemon Street and Pineapple Street. These lots will be combined so that the accessory uses proposed on the vacant lot will be serving the principal use located on the eastern lot. The wood shed, basically the little garage behind it, that is also a contributing structure on this property. This shows you the front of the property. This bungalow was at a front porch. It was enclosed. And if you look at our illustration and our guidelines of the bungalow type, basically you can see, it basically follows that form. I mean, it almost exactly is that form, with the exception of that front porch, which is oftentimes in the bungalow incorporated under the single roof as a front porch feature. This one was enclosed with inappropriate windows and with brick veneer. I can't remember, but I think it said somewhere maybe around the 1980s. This house also has aluminum siding added to it. This did have a certificate of approval granted in, I think, 2019. to change a combination of roof materials to shingle, and it had shingle and it had some metal, I believe metal shingles back then. I believe it was shingle on the front and metal shingles on the back. That was all changed to shingle roof just a few years ago. So the applicant would like to re-roof this with a metal roof again, add a new front porch, a new pool, new bathhouse with the covered porch, new fence and landscaping. The materials include the metal roof, wood porch posts and wood composite for the porch. For the bathhouse, we have hardy plank siding, vinyl windows, fiberglass door, and then the aluminum fencing. This is the layout of the project. And as you can see, the main house here it's the east property. So north is to your left on this when you're looking at this picture. The alleyway is back here on the north side, and then pineapple down on the bottom and lemon over here on the right. So the proposed pool is proposed to be set back at least 25 feet. So it is not allowed to be in the front yard, and the applicant has kept it set back a little over 25 feet. In the back, we have a 10-foot setback. We'll talk about that in a minute. That does not comply with the applicant's zoning, but we'll talk about why the applicant is proposing that in a few minutes. You can see that the existing wood contributing structures right on the property line. With respect to the added porch, we're looking at a less than 7-foot deep porch added to the front. And of course, you can see here to screen the pool, you've got trees and shrubs, and then with the aluminum kind of picket style fencing that the applicant's proposing. So these are, most of your standards of review are coming into play here. And these are some of the guidelines that you would especially want to look at. So just a few features to point out on these plans, and see if I can show some of this area. This would be the wood posts and the wood composite deck that the applicant proposes for the front porch. This is a very, very simple front porch. And the idea, I'm not sure if this was meant, but the idea is it interferes with the form of the bungalows as little as possible. The decking is essentially on grade, so you don't really have, I don't think, a new set of stairs, and anything I misstate, hopefully the applicant can correct me. And then you've got just simple wood posts, no railing, a shed metal roof to match the what's going to go on the house. The dormer is still there, that's undisturbed. So that's basically what's being proposed for the porch. This is just a view of the existing. And then you can see the side views. Again, shed roof, very simple porch to provide a front porch for the applicant. This will bring the experience, I guess, from the street and to the street a little bit closer. That is in compliance with the front setback, but it provides that front porch amenity, basically. This is the bathhouse, and the back, which is here, is what would be facing the alley, the north side. So this is what you're going to see when you're looking from the alley, is this back side. And then this side, the south, would be facing the pool. So it wouldn't be all that visible, maybe not visible at all from the street or the alley, this area. But the applicant is proposing basically hardy plank siding and kind of a wood grain, mahogany wood grain type fiberglass door. and then the clear windows. Let's see if you can see those a little better. Kind of hard to see, but the clear rectangular single windows. As far as the siding, this is a sample that they provided, so I would have to assume that they want to use the wood grain hardy plank. I think that's okay. We have, I'll just flip ahead. We've got wood grain aluminum on the house. Somebody picked a wood grain pattern of aluminum. This is the little shed in the back. I'm going to assume that what's under the aluminum is probably this novelty siding, which is kind of a wood grain. This has been painted many times, obviously. I think it's been painted again last time I went by there. So I think the wood grain hardy plank is fine. And then this is just a view of that vacant lot and the property, the built property from the west side. And again, the vacant lot, property, the alley back here, and in the corner here on Lemon and Pineapple. So you can kind of picture where that'll be. The applicant has proposed the bathhouse to be a little over 10 feet from the alley. And this is kind of the one picture of the alley environment. The buildings are right, as I mentioned, the applicant's shed is right on the property line. You see this house, this is coming from Shattuck Street, looking west over to Pineapple Street. This home, which fronts on Shattuck, is basically on the property line with its side. You've got sheds, you've got a garage down here. That's probably right on the property line. This garage is very close. So that's what this alley environment looks like with respect to setbacks. I like the closer setback. It gets the building further back from the front of the property. I think it's still, with a 10-foot setback from the alley, still far enough back where that little contributing shed or garage won't be overwhelmed. I think that'll still be something, a feature in that alley. And the applicant will need a variance to obtain that setback. So after your review, he will have to pursue a variance. I've included in your staff report some potential, some rationale, a list of items on pages 3 and 4, 6 items that I think support the closer setback based on your guidelines. And I would like, if the board does support the project as proposed, I would ask that you make a finding on those in order to assist the Board of Adjustment with their determination. So staff is recommending approval on this with a couple of conditions: that we achieve a certain level of opacity with that landscaped hedge just to hide the pool, or to kind of obscure the pool from view. And the two individual lots will need to be combined. I believe the applicant's aware of that and plans to do that. The setback variance will be needed. And that's pretty much it. We received one citizen responding in favor of the application, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Just one question. And when I was reading it, the height of the pool house was one number, was about 21 inches or 21 feet anyhow. And the plans looked like they're around 17 feet.
Okay.
The plans are what we need to go with.
Yes, they would. The plans had a scale on them, but they weren't exactly to that scale. I may have done it a little quickly. Hopefully the applicant can address that. I just tried to estimate from the two cross sections, the main house and the bathhouse, and I came up with 24 on the main house and 21 on the bathhouse. That does seem a little high, so maybe the applicant can address that.
Okay. Any more questions?
Just one.
Yeah.
Definition of standing seam roof. I know what a standing seam roof is.
Okay.
Are these metal panels that are going to be screwed down, or is it a true standing seam?
I think the applicant will need to answer that question. I
Okay.
don't believe they brought, I don't know if they brought samples of any of the materials or not.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions? We can move on. Is the applicant here, right? Okay, did you want to give a presentation? You can come over here to the podium there.
How you doing? That's Jim Wilson. I'm at 1018 Hamilton Drive.
Can I just get you sworn in real quick?
I'm sorry?
Can I just get you sworn in real quick? Could you raise your right hand for me?
Yes.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So sworn. Thank you.
To answer the first question about the ridge, the height, it is it's only 17, just over 17 feet.
Okay.
We have the top of the wall. Let me do that again. Is at 9'9", and then the top of the ridge, you're at, which gives you 17.2 to the top of the ridge. The standing seam roof is concealed, so it overlaps. You have a rib that goes up the one side of it, gets fastened down to the plywood or existing structure, and then it locks in, which is 1.25 inches high.
So it's not the panels that just overlap and get screwed in?
Well, it gets screwed in and then locked in, and they're 16-inch panels.
Okay. Does that change the height of the roof to make the fascia boards? Are you going to have to make them thicker, or are you not changing the actual height of the roof?
It'd be 3/4 of an inch
Higher?
higher.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, now this is a standard type roofing material, correct?
That is
Like
correct.
The old style.
No,
standard gauge?
it's today's code, today's
Okay, understood.
for our wind load and all that. So yeah, it's 24 gauge and
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I just have one concern, because like the project looks very nice. The only thing that it was a little concerning is keeping the pool house to where the character and the architecture match the house. Looking at the picture that you've got on here with, it looks kind of contemporary, the window style, and I just want to make sure that you guys are looking at it to where they're going to go together, right? They're not going to look like a brand new
no,
construction on the pool house.
the customer, he is strict on trying to keep it authentic as possible. So, I mean, and, to make it last. So we're going with, which today's modern,
Mhm.
but we still have that availability of old look.
Just because the windows on the house today, you've got a mixture of divided light and some, looks like maybe single hung or double hung or older windows. When
Correct.
you go to those new vinyl modern window, it is going to look very modern in opposed to your home. So just making sure that architecturally they match, because I don't think that they're going to, looking at the way that it's drawn. It's hard to tell from a line drawing. That's
Yes,
why I'm kind of trying to understand how you're connecting the two, the home and the pool house.
right. The windows that are in the pool house are picture windows, and it's just strictly for lighting.
Okay.
So they won't have any crossbars. It'll just be a picture window. On the existing building, they do have, if I remember correctly, 3 different type windows that have been done in process,
Yeah.
which, yeah, I guess the 2 front ones have definitely been changed, and the 2 in the back have been changed out.
Yeah, because it's got really great character in the front with those kind of those the decorative glass windows up on the second story. and you've got the divided light picture windows, and I think that the porch is a wonderful idea. It's really going to bring the character back. So I just want to, and like I said, it's just difficult to tell from a line drawing, just to making sure. So it's going to be painted the same, like, so it's a cohesive look between the two buildings.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
I have a silly question. The existing trees and landscaping, are they going to be touched with
They-
the pool?
No existing trees will be touched.
Okay,
We'll be adding trees to block the
Right.
pool,
yeah,
in
okay,
which they'll meet the guidelines at your 80%
right,
of coverage.
yeah, good.
One more. The fencing you're talking about is the aluminum, it looks like wrought iron.
Correct.
Am I correct? Okay, you had one section that's 4 foot, another section around 5 to 6 foot.
Correct.
Where are they in particular? Is it around the pool you have the 5 foot? Or-
Around the front, but since the guidelines are front, they're only allowed to have 4 foot. So we're only 4 foot. Down the side, we're allowed to go 6 foot.
Okay,
So we're on the fence either way, 4 or 6 on the side. Since we do have the barrier around the pool.
yeah. So the 4 foot would be all the way across the front, both lots.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Is there any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do we have any other public question or
Comment?
input or comments? Okay. Do we need to go over the emails? Did we get any emails to it?
We did. Those were in your packet.
Yeah, they
There
were.
were 2 emails from the same citizen
Okay,
in support, so they don't really need to be read unless.
okay.
Actually, if I may, I do have one of those emails. It was the same person. She brought up a question that I'm guessing we don't really deal with because it's a zoning question. But I did look up the zoning for this lot, and it's an R60, which is called a neighborhood conservation district. Are there any implications with that zoning that has anything to do with this site? Are there any issues?
The
Again, I
only,
know we don't really deal with zoning here, but I thought I'd ask.
right, the only issue is that with this plan, the applicant won't be able to meet the setback. So what I'm suggesting is, and he will have to ask for a variance. So I would ask that the board consider, if you recommend approval with your motion, making some findings, and you could use the ones I gave or make your own findings as to if you believe the setback as proposed. And I should state, maybe I didn't already, the required setback is 20 feet.
Yeah.
The applicant has proposed a little bit over 10 feet. So the Board of Adjustment may consider the historic district guidelines as in their deliberations considerations. So
Okay.
I think if they saw something from you as far as how you feel about the setback and what your rationale would be for that, I just think they'd appreciate that. I don't know, Eric, if you want to
Yeah,
chime in
I
or
would
not.
say, just something along the lines of depending upon who makes the motion and what conditions you put on it, either the ones that are set forth within the staff report. Because they will have to go before the Board of Adjustment and and I don't know what kind of conditions you would want to put, but if you say something in your motion to the effect of approve with the conditions set forth in the staff report, understanding that, variance will be required. But the variance, if granted, would be in keeping with the concerns for the historic district, or because it's a split lot, would be keeping in concern with the 2 lots and in congruence with the architectural, whatever you guys deem. This is why this is your job and not my job. But just something along those lines, keeping it why the variance should be granted. And this plan should move forth from a historic guidelines perspective, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Sure. Oh. Yeah.
Hi, Mills Hasse, 124 Shattuck Street, Tarpon. I live adjacent to this property, and you're talking about setbacks. Right now, I have a 3-car garage that sets back 10 feet from the property line. You noticed on the picture down the alley, there was a house right on the property line, a dilapidated house. And also, if you go down further, there's another dilapidated garage that's probably less than 10 feet from that. So I don't think the issue of the setback is going to be a problem. I mean, if you look down the alleyway, their garage or their pool house will be on the same line as my garage. So it's going to look symmetrical, I think.
Yeah.
What they're proposing is certainly an enhancement to the neighborhood. I think they've done a great job so far. They're very concerned about keeping the historic as far as the windows are concerned. I mean, they can put millions inside the windows. My house had the same problem. I've got brand new vinyl windows, but you couldn't tell the difference between the old windows and the new windows. I think what they're doing is a great job. So if you got any questions, I mean, I'm also been around the neighborhood for a while. So if you got any questions, maybe I can answer those as well. No? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Okay, I'm gonna close that, and guess we're ready for a motion.
You're looking at me.
I'll move.
This one we're gonna have to work on, I believe.
Right.
For application 20-146 at 416 West Lemon Street,
316.
316
Mhm.
Lemon, West Lemon, thank you. To approve with staff's preliminary recommendations and also to recommend the 10-foot setback to allow the pool and pool house to be set back further from the street,
From the front street, yeah.
the front street.
Yeah.
From the alley.
No, the 10-foot setback is at the alley, but
Alley.
what I'm saying is the reason is to let the pool and pool house be further from the front street.
Right, okay.
Exactly. So it doesn't overcome the existing house.
Right.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay, can we have a roll call?
Mr. Mrazinski,
Yes.
Miss Ryan,
Yes.
Miss Hallett.
Yes.
Mr. Sprecher,
Yes. Gentlemen, ladies,
Good.
it's been approved. Congratulations. It's a good job. Okay. Can we move on to the next one?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move on to application 2127. This is on 416 Orange Street. And this is a replacement of an existing addition to the back of the building. We'll need the staff report, please.
Okay, I'll be sharing my screen.
Excuse me.
Okay. Okay, this is an application for 418 East Orange Street on a contributing property. This is frame vernacular. And it's on East Orange Street, and then this property also has an alley behind it. This is the location in the historic district over here. And this request is for replacement of an enclosed rear porch addition. Again, this is frame vernacular contributing. And it was built, around 1919, I guess, originally. And this shows the property and the survey overlaying on the property. The garage there is also contributing feature of the property. And as you can see, this one, just like the last one you saw, you've got the front walk and house up on Orange Street. And then this was entered and used basically from that rear alley. This is a picture of the property. So the porch is proposed to be replaced in almost the same footprint. We'll see that in a minute. The scale and massing closely matches that existing addition. And you can see there the list of materials that are proposed for the new porch. And this is just a copy of the survey showing where that existing porch is. And you can see, I believe that maybe this blue area that I've labeled might have been on the original house or earlier, just because there's lap siding over here, the novelty siding, and the roof is different. It's a shingle roof that goes up onto the house. I'm not sure, but the 1940s part, I think, might be the yellow. The applicant is also going to be modifying this area where the stoop, there's steps up to a stoop going into the house. And these are some of the review criteria that apply to this and some of the guidelines. So this is the porch addition proposed. And let me just flip to the porch itself and go back. So I'm wondering if this may have been original or earlier. It's a little bit different. And then this porch addition here uses all kinds of interesting materials. It's got asbestos, plywood, tar paper. It's got some beadboard on the side. The applicant, you can kind of see, and let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. There's a door inside here. Maybe you can see that, and there'll be on maybe another picture. The applicant's proposing to end the addition here, basically, and expose that door to make it an outside door. So that's one change from the proposal. So here, so that's this door here. That'll now be an exterior door. And the applicant is proposing with this addition to put the 1/1 windows on single hung on this addition. It currently has like a sliding window on it, as you can see. Shingle roof to match the existing. They are proposing the lap siding on here. The house has currently some 1/1 and 6/1 windows on it. From the east side, going up those steps and onto the stoop, the applicant wants to add some wood railing just to probably to make it a little safer. The air conditioner is going to be removed and that stoop extended. And then there is an existing door here going in from the east, and that'll be, they'll still have a door on that side. So there's that view. One thing that I did note is your new roof line is just going to come up over the existing roof, and the applicant might be able to explain that a little better if you have any questions. This is the entrance to the porch now. And I wanted the applicant hopefully to confirm the air conditioner is going away. It's going elsewhere on the property. The stoop would be extended then to be able to walk up here. There'll be a new door. Again, there's a door here. So this will be pushed over a little bit so that that door is exposed. As far as I can tell, this 3-light single rectangular window is going to be going away. One of the suggested conditions was if this is going to be removed, to get rid of this asbestos siding up here and at least fill this in with the novelty siding. And that's this area here on the drawing. These are just, it's just to show you what the windows on the current main house look like. This is the north side of the addition, so it shows siding. I'm just wondering if that's an older part of the addition, existing addition, and then these are the windows that are proposed, vinyl windows. This is just a picture of the door that is proposed, which is, I think, like a wood laminated door. This is the view from the alley. So the property line is actually this chain link fence. They've got a couple of fences here, but basically the porch in scale will look pretty much like it does now. And I think it'll improve the house overall by having some consistent materials. And it won't change the look from the alley too much. So staff is recommending approval, and we're recommending that that area in the corner there be filled in with the wood siding. And that was the only condition that we recommended. We haven't received any responses to the public notices. And that's it. If there are any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. How many windows are being replaced? Are they all being replaced or just the ones in the back?
Did you ask windows?
Yeah, how many windows are changing to vinyl? Are they all changing?
I believe it's just the addition. The applicant's
Okay, so
here.
just
Only the addition.
Okay.
I was sworn in before. Can I speak?
Okay, sorry.
Yes. So only the windows for the addition part will be changed out at this time. Did you have any
Okay,
other questions?
let's just wait. You'll be coming up here shortly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pat?
Yeah.
You can continue.
Oh, well, are there any questions for me? If you don't have any, we could hear
Okay,
from the
then we can go
applicant.
on. Okay. Okay, applicant, I assume you're the applicant?
I'm the representative of
Okay.
Contos Construction. My name's Jennifer Davis.
Okay, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, did you want to address us, tell us everything that's going on or anything that might have been missed?
I just wanted to inform you, the condition of the existing addition back there is termite infested. They termite treated it over a year ago, but the existing addition cannot hold anybody in it. That's why we are suggesting tearing it off and putting a new one on there. In regards to the roof, we're going to be replacing the full roof on this house. And that's why we're looking to do the addition and replace the roof at the same time.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Any public comments? Okay.
I will say that I did receive an email from the owner saying she might be on Zoom. Jennifer, do you happen to know if she wanted to speak or?
I know that she was looking to just review the meeting and see how the progress was going.
All right,
But I do
thanks.
not know if she's on or not.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no public comment? Okay, anything from the board? Comments or questions?
Well, is she asking us to approve the roofing too?
No, this is, okay. Legitimate question. Okay, you're gonna be replacing the roof, also the full roof?
Yes, it is currently asphalt shingling and we'll be replacing it with the same like material.
Okay, should she add that to it?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not sure. I
okay.
got that from the application, so I may have missed that.
I do apologize if that was missed, and that was our intention to have that in there. But because I represent Contos Construction and not Contos Roofing, which were sister companies, and I know that would be a separate permit pulled under our sister company, but that is our intention to work together on that.
Yeah.
Because it's
So-
not part of this application, I wouldn't have it considered when they go to pull the roofing permit. It'll probably have to come back before this board for approval.
Yeah, but if it's shingle for shingle, we can approve at staff, but
At the
she's
staff
right, it
level.
wasn't
Okay,
advertised for
we
the
can
full.
approve that by staff.
If it's the same, if it's replaced with the same material, yeah, it
And-
wouldn't have to
Okay,
come
that
up with
sounds
the
good
board.
then.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay, do I hear a motion?
I don't know how to.
Well, you have any more
We're
questions? I'm
not
sorry.
making a motion on the roof at all.
No,
No,
Correct.
okay.
No,
So I do approve application 2127 418 Orange Street, replacement of the existing addition to the principal building, the porch. I make a motion to accept that
Thank you.
okay. With the condition
in the
With the-
condition, right?
from staff.
Hmm?
This is from staff.
In the condition,
With the staff recommendation.
There you go.
with the staff recommendation, okay.
Okay. Second,
I will second it.
okay. We have a roll call?
Mr. Mrazinski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Hallett,
Yes,
Mr. Sparker.
Yes,
Wonderful.
congratulations.
Thank you for your
Good.
time.
Yeah. It's gonna look good.
it'll be beautiful.
Yeah. We'll move on to one more.
One more.
The application 2129. This is on 101 and 105 East Tarpon. With some renovations to the front facade of a commercial building. Staff, you have a report?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is an application for basically facade renovations at 101, 105 East Tarpon Avenue. This is a masonry vernacular contributing commercial structure right there on Tarpon Avenue. And it basically is this building here that's in the aerial. There are two storefronts in that building at this point, two stores. There's a location in the historic district. And the applicant is looking to replace the tile or vitrolite material that's on the building now with brick veneer facade. We do have a sample, which I have laying here. Maybe when I'm done, I will walk down and show it to you while you're talking about it. This is the property. It's got the Backdrafts Pizza and what was a real estate office is currently empty. That's on the corner of Hibiscus and Tarpon. This shows basically, you can look at the building here and you can see this shiny material is what the applicant calls
pretty.
the wall tile. I had to kind of look it up myself. I'm not that familiar with it, but the master site file form basically notes it as vitrolite, which apparently was popular on Art Moderne and Art Deco type buildings. This was added in the, I believe, 1940s is the estimate that the master site file surveyor noted. So it extends, it's kind of on the vertical elements of the building. It goes up to the stucco, stops at the stucco right above those, right where the transom style windows are. This is on the west and east side of Backdrafts, and then you can see there's the west and east side of that empty storefront. Goes up to the transom windows, well, transom style windows, and stops at the stucco. This is the empty storefront. I'm not sure, and the applicant is here. I'm not sure if this is being replaced, this bottom where they put the vitrolite under the display window, but I included that because both addresses were included. So I included that in my review. These are some of the items that apply for your review criteria and the guidelines. Along this section of street, we have some different materials, some reticulated block, painted brick, stucco, again, painted brick. The factless shoe store that the applicant kind of wants to emulate that frontage has that brick veneer that the applicant would like to use. The main thing on this one, I think, like I say, this isn't, the building was built in 1895, and the master site file and the historic survey and the guidelines pretty much note these pre-1920s masonry vernacular buildings as usually using stucco, the reticulated block, the brick. So this addition of the shiny material, I'm thinking is just a later, maybe not so appropriate addition, not really something that would be notable for its time to be retained. I'd like the board to give me some input on that, but I think the return to brick or going to brick, whatever it originally was, is appropriate. You can see inside the stores that it's built of brick construction, and the walls inside are brick. So I'm going to guess that's what the outside was as well. So I would be looking for the applicant to just replace that vitrolite. And I would like it to get confirmation on that the stucco areas will remain the same, that are over above the transom style windows. And I think that's it. So staff is recommending approval for this one.
You have the applicant here that wants to,
Can I
Oh.
ask?
oh, sure, I'm
first,
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
some clarification. I was confused when I was looking at this. Do they want to remove all of that black, what did you call it?
Vitrolite.
Vitrolite. They want to replace all of that, or was it, because the arrows are pointing between two vertical white lines? I mean, what is being replaced? What do they want to replace?
As far as I know, everything that's shiny, so the black, the two white lines are an accent feature. So here's the and the applicant, I didn't put them in the slideshow, but there are a lot of close-up pictures in your packet from the applicant.
Yeah, I see that.
But basically, I guess the line is to add some kind of a vertical element to this tile, but it's all this black material.
Okay, and you don't know for sure if it's the curved parts. I'm not sure how that brick veneer can handle that.
I'm not either, and I don't know for sure if it's this. I would need to hear from the applicant on that.
Have to be scored and cut, like they'd have to actually cut the brick to follow the curve.
Yeah, they can do
The-
Or
Okay.
it could be stuccoed to match the
Well,
top.
Well, and I think the applicant, when she is able to speak, I think she can address those
She'll be able to do
concerns. So
that.
she'll have the most information for you.
Okay. Okay, if we out of questions here, the applicant want to come up? Yes. Understand.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is not a part of your application tonight. So that tells me that this application probably should have applied only to 101, not 105.
Right.
Yes, I will. I'll let you know.
Okay, does she want to withdraw it and hold it? And,
Well, the question is, would you like to go ahead with the brick veneer at around backdrafts at 101? Would you like their approval tonight for? Yeah.
okay. Okay, so this is approval just for the one backdraft essentially. Okay, so that'd be 101 only.
If we're just approving one, how is the transition going to be handled from 101 to the next door? I mean, where, if they start working on it and they start taking down the shiny glass black, you know what I'm saying? I can see some
window.
issues
There-
here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but there's a lot more work on 105.
Uh-huh,
You know, they're talking about replacing windows and stuff.
uh-huh.
So they're gonna have to get a little bit more detailed there. But these are two separate storefronts.
Uh-huh.
Am I right? Okay, so they can do one without the other. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that correct? You can work on one without affecting the other?
Make that a condition.
Huh?
Just make that a condition.
Make that a condition, yes.
What would the condition be?
That it didn't affect the adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes,
This
okay.
approval would be
Yeah,
just for
and you can
101.
make it a condition or not, that wouldn't affect the other storefront since they're two separate.
Right.
Separate and apart, but
It
yeah.
looks like there is a transition. It's just hard to see from that front photo, like there is a transition.
There is a
It's
transition.
just, it's hard to tell exactly where it's at.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
So I think that it would be safe if you put that condition that we could approve backdraft as long as it does not affect the construction on the other one.
Okay, that sounds good. Did you want to put that motion forward?
It
Oh,
was- it
do we
was-
have any more
I know that
questions?
it doesn't look like it, but we do need to call for public comment.
Yeah,
Just for
okay.
purposes of the record.
Okay. Is there any public comments? Hearing none. Anybody on Zoom?
We do not have anyone attending via Zoom at this point.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so now we can entertain a motion.
Okay, I will, this might take a minute. I will make a motion to approve application number 21-29 for 101 East Tarpon Avenue only. And that the applicant that goes along with the staff recommendations, the preliminary staff recommendations, and how are we talking about that? That's why I said this was going to take a minute. 101 only, and the facade of 105 would not be touched. How does that sound?
that's good.
Well, this approval would not be for 105.
It's not for 105, it is for 101 only.
That's true.
I second.
Okay. Have a vote?
Mr. Merzinski,
Yes.
Ms. Ryan,
Yes.
Ms. Hallett,
Yes,
Mr. Sprecher.
Yes. Okay,
Nikki.
do we have any staff comments?
No, thanks.
Board comments? You guys? No? Okay, meeting's adjourned then. Congratulations. Good job.
Thanks, Nikki. I could go say hi.
Okay, so, yeah, it's just for the 101. Okay. That's correct. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, we've adjourned the
the-
meeting, and since it's no longer a public meeting, we can't have any more.
Yeah, we can't talk about it now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's my one role.
Kind of rush that through, I'm sorry.
I roll to say no all the time.
Okay.
Good night.
See you guys.
Okay.
It makes me so happy when I don't have to
Good
wear a
job.
mask anymore. When I don't have to wear a mask anymore. I mean, a couple people, not Randy, got vaccinated. My paralegal Nanette got vaccinated.
Good night.
So, Kim, are we having Laura sign so she's going through? What do we do?
We can sign. It's just an administrative thing.
Yeah. Yeah, did you sign them?
Nope.
But yes, I got one shot.
Mhm.
The next one Friday. So have you gotten any shots? yet?
No, I probably won't get vaccinated for a while. I tend to have adverse reactions. So I figure I'm gonna wait a while.
The other one.
Um, My dad got vaccinated, my mom's waiting, my sister, she's got a lot of health issues, so she has to do the Johnson & Johnson one.